What is up, guys? We're back with another video here in whatever it's called, F1 2019 career mode. And so yeah, we're going on to Sochi. Since I missed yesterday, every time I miss a whatever it's called, the episode, I have to record 2 in one day. So I'm gonna record 2 episodes today. Which means, wait, what's after Russia? I forgot what's after Russia. I forgot. But I just want to talk about something. Germany, the Grand Prix in real life today, was absolutely amazing. It was like the best race this season so far. You had like 7 retirements, Mercedes doing terrible, Sebastian Vettel coming from last place to 2nd, Daniel Kvyat coming in 3rd, Lance Stroll coming in 4th, and Max Verstappen winning again. And that was just an amazing race. And it's gonna be clear weather once more. Hopefully, I don't know when we're gonna get our next contract, but when we do, I am gonna like upgrade our contract. I might just take a penalty. I'm gonna take a penalty. We don't have any other practice gearbox, and we have a fresh gearbox though, so we took a penalty, so it's not going to be as bad as last time. So we're not going to start from last like we did in Singapore. Wait, yeah, it was in Singapore.
Welcome F1 fans, where qualifying will be starting in the next few minutes as the teams prepare to get out on track at the Sochi Autodrome here in Russia. Looking at this field today, Anthony, do you think we're going to see anyone take a chance? Maybe run the hard tyres and save some of the grippier tyres for the race tomorrow?
Well, I'd be surprised in all honesty. It's only the front runners that really have the pace to get away with that. And even then, at the end of the day, it's a big risk. Track position is the most important thing, and it's rarely worth sacrificing for a slightly more optimal strategy in the race. So I doubt we're going to see anyone trying it. I have been wrong before, though. We certainly do see some risky decisions every now and then, and it's a gamble that's sometimes worth taking. But if it were me in the car, I would want to be on the fastest tyre for my qualifying lap, without a doubt.
So, yeah, that's all I want to say about the real life Grand Prix that was today. It was just amazing. What more can you ask for in a race? It had everything. It had everything you could ask for. So let's just go out for a little lap. I think we might go for the thing. I just want to see how good our lap times are compared to the AI, and if we need to go into the faster mode. And we get a 10th place grid penalty for that change, which I don't see as necessary. I feel like you should only get 5 places for that. The car feels a lot weird, just like in Singapore. So let's go in for a lap. I want to try to finish season 1 possibly by Sunday. If I could, like, yeah, I want to finish season 1 quickly. I just want to get season 1 done with, and we can go on towards season 2. Just need to check if my microphone's on. Yes, it is. I'm doing kind of bad, honestly. But I just want to get this on with. And I don't know what's next. I think it might be Japan, and I'm not that strong in Japan. And also, I just want to say something. We haven't had a driver transfer yet. We haven't had a single driver transfer at all this season. So that could be saying, I don't know what that could be saying, honestly. We go faster than Valtteri Bottas in his first lap, but that's not really a good lap to compare with. He's doing kind of bad, but now Max Verstappen gets the fastest lap. That's kind of a bad lap. Well, it is a bad lap. Is that going to be fastest lap? Yes. But I think we could do better, so I'm just going to restart this, go by this quickly. Restart session. And then go for the fastest set, like increase top speed. Since this is a track with multiple straights, I just wanted to do that. But maybe it could be exciting. I've kind of been bullying the track because in real life it has shown no excitement at all. So yes. And also, if that grid place penalty is true, and it actually goes in this time, then we've gotta do good, since we're not gonna start ideally from where we wanna go. So I don't wanna start in 10th, so then we start last. We definitely don't want to get out in Q. We definitely don't want to get out of Q2. Wait, we want to get out of Q2. We don't want to get out at Q2. That's what I'm trying to say. So now we're gonna set. This lap time feels better than last time. Yeah, I just don't really know what to talk about. But hopefully in real life, now I'm going to talk about real life Formula 1. It is better. This could be a turning point for Ferrari and also F1 entertainment, because Ferrari, well, first of all, Charles Leclerc, he got out. He hit the wall. A lot of people got out. And even Kimi spun out, but he saved it. Nico Hülkenberg got out. He was in second place. Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton hit that. Then he went into the pits, but he had the penalty. Who else? I forgot who else, but yeah, Max Verstappen did a 360. Not like Charles Leclerc's last year. Last year, Charles Leclerc did like a 360 on the track. But this could be a sign for multiple stuff. As I said, Ferrari improved a lot from where they were. I mean, they were also pretty good in Britain, but they weren't as good. They could have been better. They could have pushed harder. And also, I hope, what's his name? Daniel Kvyat goes towards Red Bull for, what's his name? Pierre Gasly, because Pierre Gasly also hit Alex Albon in his back tire. And then he had to retire on the final lap, which got the safety car, which put all the cars together, and then they released at lap 62, and then Vettel was able to pass Kvyat and to get into second. And so yeah, so we are getting a time penalty for whichever place we come in. So now let's go out. But yeah, that was an exciting race. I hope there are more races like that. Hungary, it could prove us wrong, but hopefully it's proving us right. That's going to be the last race before the summer break. And then we're going to kick back in Spa. last year, I'm pretty sure Belgium was the last one before the summer break, but we do have the addition of France this season, so. And they're returning Germany. I don't know why they skipped it in 2017. I don't know why they didn't have Germany in 2017. No, yeah, they did. And also, this is kind of redemption for Sebastian Vettel. Having bad races, a good race in Canada, but bad races on the other ones. And also, like, redemption from last year. Remember last year, he was leading the race. He was winning the race, and then on one lap, he choked it, he hit the barrier. That was probably like the most heartbreaking thing for all the Seb fans in Germany. So yeah, that's redemption for Vettel, and also for having the mechanical issue in Q1, starting from dead last. So, and Charles Leclerc having that issue, he was looking good. It could have been easily a Ferrari 1-2 with the Mercedes problems, but Charles Leclerc just lost it into the drag race part. I call it, well, the final turn. It has a drag race thing on it, so I just call it that. And I'm also pretty sure Martin Brundle and Crofty called it that. But it was during the morning, so I was getting breakfast. I was washing something, or getting water, and then I just heard Crofty screaming during a safety car. And then I had to rush back. No, wait. I was just getting water because, like, it was in the middle of the race, so then I heard Crofty screaming, and then I went back, and it was, I think it was Hamilton or Bottas, one of the two. But disappointment for Mercedes in their home race. But I'm a Ferrari fan, and they were dominating all the other races, so I don't know. But we get first into Q2. Might get pole position, but then we're gonna start from 10th. But now the AI is gonna really push. I might just turn it up to 74. Now the AI is gonna push and maybe take pole position, because right now we have provisional pole. It's looking good for us, and we might be able to get pole position in this Russian Grand Prix, but we just have to see. But that was a disappointment for Mercedes. Could have done better, but well, Bottas was gonna do good, but then he just spun out, just like everyone else. But it wasn't on it wasn't on the last turn where pretty much everyone else did. Everyone's having problems in Sector 3. I'm pretty sure it was because it wasn't raining there. I mean, it was raining there, and there was more water there than there was in all the other parts in Sector 1 and Sector 2. But from the beginning, I knew Vettel could, like, push up and get a podium. Well, I was expecting 3rd place. 2nd place might have been too much. But then I was expecting Mercedes 1-2 again, since they were going to push really hard, since it was their anniversary and Mercedes' home Grand Prix. So I thought it was going to be a Mercedes 1-2, but Hockenheim is full of surprises, and I'm glad it was an exciting race. We've had exciting races since Austria, and yeah. And also, Charles Leclerc, when he did the unsafe release, the FIA, I think they knew that no matter what they chose, they were going to get hate. So then they chose to fine Ferrari, which is I don't know how much it is, but it's pretty much going to be nothing for them, because they have a car company, they have one of the most, I would say, the most successful Formula 1 team and you just fine them, it's nothing for them. So, I mean, it's probably because of them not wanting to get hate on their decision, because the FIA, even though there was exciting races, they still had bad decisions. Austria, for example, Canada, for example. What else was there? I'm pretty sure Silverstone there was one. That's not a fastest lap. I'm gonna restart the session and try again. But this video is mostly just, I accidentally did that, but whatever. It's just a rant on, well, my opinion on Formula 1 at the moment. But I don't really want to cover the rich energy issue. I was thinking about it, but then I decided no. I don't know enough about it, and I might be feeding you guys false information by talking about it, so. I do know some stuff, but everything is not confirmed yet, so I don't know. Most stuff is, but I don't want to risk it. So, yeah, but something that isn't a risk, the FIA, bad decisions. And I think I would also agree that the fine, it's nothing for Ferrari. Like I said, the most successful Formula 1 team, and has a supercar branch as well. That's nothing for them. And then that wouldn't just encourage teams to just do that. Well, at least rich teams like Red Bull, Mercedes, I would say Alfa Romeo, since they're Ferrari, and also they have a car company, that they can just do it and get fined. But so I never knew that was even a penalty system. A penalty, like, yeah, I didn't know that was a, what do you call it? I forgot what it's called. Well, I think you guys know what I mean. A consequence, that's what I mean. For, I never knew that was a consequence for an unsafe release. And that's bad right there. I mean, no matter what, the FIA was going to get hate for that decision. The Hamilton penalty, I mean, did you even see him last year? When it was like the in-out thing? I mean, how does that count? And then I'm pretty sure someone else, I forgot who, was outside and then went inside. And then I was talking about the in-out thing from last year. So that's a 136. I'm just gonna stick with that lap. Maybe go for another one since we've only been using one tire for each session.
Our best lap so far is a 1:36.0.
The FIA in a tough spot, not consistent. Definitely should be more consistent, like we all know. And we're in 6th place. I was too cocky. And now Lucas Weber's in 10th, Pierre Gasly's in 9th. Devin Butler's in Devin Butler's in 8th. Lewis is in 5th. Max in 3rd, Vettel 4th, Valtteri. Alright, so okay, qualifying. But we are getting the 10th place grid penalty starting from 16.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
Wait, what? I don't remember having qualifying
It's
interface.
been a great qualifying session for you. Are you going to carry that momentum into the race?
Let's compliment
How's your
our
grid penalty going
chassis.
to affect your strategy going into the race?
How does that
Appreciate
decrease
your
my
time.
reputation? I just said it's harder to get through the... Oh. I shouldn't have said that. Well, we could just make up for it during the race. But that was an okay qualifying session. We got provisional pole in Q1, Q2. But back to talking about real Formula 1. I'm gonna talk about the game in the race, but I just want to talk about now. So the FIA, in some real heat with bad decisions. If they just didn't do that before, then they would be fine now. They wouldn't have heat now for any decision they make. So,
unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about now. I will be back with the other Grand Prix that's next. I don't know what it is, but here we go.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. The championship battle has some time to go yet, but still expect no quarter to be given here on this circuit that made its debut in 2014 and has already seen some classic racing.
You sure about that?
It's full throttle for around 56% of the lap here at the Sochi Autodrome, a 3.6-mile run around the site of the 2014 Winter Olympics. 12 right turns and 6 left turns give us a total count of 18, with passing opportunities available into turns 1 and 13. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Let's talk about Renault. They haven't had a single retirement in the last 10 races. What do you make of the car's reliability?
It's a good statistic for sure, as it demonstrates not only mechanical reliability, but consistency from both drivers as well. These are two of the first boxes you have to tick for any successful season.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hamilton, Kimi Raikkonen and Butler, Gasly, Weber, Sainz and Charles Leclerc, Albon, Norris, Romain Grosjean and Ricciardo, Stroll, Magnussen, George Russell and Nico Hülkenberg, Perez and Stewart. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So now I realize that we took another engine swap
before. We should be on the grid. We want you to go in aggressive, take a few positions off the start. Remember, be aware and keep safe.
So we did go into Q3, so we can't change. Okay, we can't change that tire since we did start in Q3. Okay, like I said last time, we're not going for the 2 extra laps of fuel. We're only going for 1.5 laps of fuel. Actually, let's go for 1. Yeah, let's just go with this. And yeah, so let's go for 5 red lights here in the Russian Grand Prix, starting from last place with the grid penalties. And away we go. The light felt way longer than it did last time. And what? We have 2. We have 2 extra laps of fuel. Whatever. Oh! I went wide. I'm just gonna restart the session because I don't want 2.5 extra laps of fuel. Okay. We're going for 14.6 laps of fuel. So now let's do this restart. 5 red lights, grid penalties and last. Let's see where we get. And away we go. And it's an okay start from us. Sergio Perez is also starting in the back. I thought there would be contact going into turn 1 in that little kink. But now we're really fast, so we might get the dive bomb on a few people. And that doesn't work. I went too close. And we go for the huge dive bomb into turn 2. And that works. And we get a warning for colliding with Hulkenberg. And now we're catching up to Lance Stroll. We have to go wide to avoid hitting them. I had to go wide to not hit them. So now we've already gained 6 positions, just like Sebastian Vettel did in real life today. Get the little kink. There's Daniel Ricciardo. Lance Stroll is still right up our tail. Now we're catching Daniel Ricciardo into 13th. So we gained a lot of positions. Maybe we could get another podium. My goal is 2nd place to do just like Sebastian Vettel did today. I needed to scratch myself in the eye and I couldn't tell. Oh, close. So now we're catching up to Daniel Ricciardo. I don't think I might try a dive bomb, but I didn't want to risk it into that tight turn. We might be able to try again into the start-finish straight, but never mind. We pass him on the penultimate corner. No, that's not the penultimate corner, but we get him on one of the last corners, and now it's Carlos Sainz. We've gained 7 positions in the first lap. And we avoid damage. Yeah, no damage yet into our front wing. Well, onto our, whatever. Now lap 2. We might be able to pass Carlos Sainz now. That's a risky move. That's a corner cut warning for us, but no space given for us to even get back out of that. So we lost some time because we had to break out going out of the corner. And so now we're gonna have to try to catch up. We do have a faster engine than most of these guys here. Though I think the McLaren is still better than us. But that doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure we're one of the best in the aero department. So now let's go into overtake mode on the straight. Rich fuel mix, Daniel Ricciardo into Renault. I forgot where Renault is on the R&D chart. I want to brake. We exceed the track limits. I'm playing very risky today and super aggressive. I just want to get past a few people. Sorry for my bad grammar. I almost said Brad grammar when I was talking about bad grammar. And Max Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race now. And we're going into lap 3 with DRS is enabled now. And we're getting DRS going into this part right here, which is surprising. We normally don't get DRS in the turn 1. But now we might be able to dive bomb Carlos Sainz. And we stopped just enough to not hit Alex Albon. And it looks like someone, I think that's Lando Norris, had some contact with someone. And there is a Ferrari. I think that's Charles Leclerc. And we get past Alex Albon.
Good job, nice overtake.
And Charles Leclerc, who did start in 10 because of a penalty, is now up into, I would say, 6. Yep, into 6. And is getting away from Devin Butler now. This is looking like it could be a good race for us. Again, aiming for P2 just like Sebastian Vettel did in real life. But again, it's going to be hard. Well, I didn't say that, but it's going to be hard as Alex Albon is getting us on the straight. I'm pretty sure the Toro Rosso is good in the engine department since we barely upgraded our engine side. On our engine side, Pierre Gasly still in 9th place, even after these few spots. I go too close to the corner. I underestimated the corner. We go wide, don't want to hit Lando Norris. And I go wide again, okay. I brake very early. Let's throw it onto Rich Fuel Mix. We want to catch up. We're probably going to get Lando Norris onto the straight, and then we're going to be in the points for the first time this race. Though we are supposed to pit in lap 7, and that is where most AI are going to start a pit. So now we're in Lando Norris's, like Jeff said, in the dirty air. We're getting DRS. We might be able to dive bomb him, and Pierre Gasly and Devin Butler are having a big fight, and Devin Butler stays ahead of Pierre Gasly, which shows something. Pierre Gasly, I also think he proved it in real life. He shouldn't be in Red Bull. It should be either it should be Daniel Kvyat in Red Bull. I don't know why the Red Bull program dropped him, and now we easily get past the Pierre Gasly. Easily, and now is our former F2 rival, Devin Butler, and up ahead is our former F2 teammate. So now we're going to get DRS on the Toro Rosso, but as you saw Alex Albon do to us, the Toro Rossos are quick on the straight line. And so let's see what we can do. We dive bomb him down into one of the final few turns. Next up is Lucas Weber. Now we're into P8 in lap 4 of this Grand Prix. Next up, Lucas Weber, and who's catching up to Charles Leclerc. What could be wrong? Something seems wrong with Leclerc. But what could it be? Is it his tires starting to degrade already? It's lap 4. He might have set a few more lap times than Lucas Weber did. But I definitely know for a fact that Lucas Weber made it to Q3, so don't know what's up about that. And Pierre Gasly passes Devin Butler again, and he goes back into P9 from which he was from already. So now we play the wait game. We might be able to jump a few people on the pit lane, but Kimi Räikkönen is going to get first say as he is in front of us. And I go wide a little bit there. No biggie. And then my plan, if I can't overtake him, just wait for the pits. On the pits, I'll probably be able to overtake him. But Lucas Weber now just passed Charles Leclerc. The Williams car passes the Ferrari, which the Ferrari is still better on the R&D chart, but that doesn't show what is on the track. And so now we have 2 more laps until we go into the pits. I might ask Jeff to shut up, but let's just ask.
Is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 1.0 seconds. They're on softs. They've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 41.0.
Leclerc definitely has an issue. He's definitely, but never mind. He goes past Lucas Weber, and we go around Lucas Weber. I try to get a dive bomb, but he was just right there and I didn't want to hit. And both of us get past Lucas Weber. I was just about to say Charles Leclerc might have a problem with his car, but that proved us wrong. But the Williams is really fast. He might get us on the straight.
With the current tire condition, they should last a while yet, so don't worry about it.
I go wide because, oof, that was close. I didn't want to hit Leclerc. But we are having an aggressive race. We are going to pit in next lap for the medium tires towards the end. We don't have that many laps left. But the Mercedes are just so far ahead of Kimi, who is up there. And we pushed it too far this time, and we hit Leclerc. But now, I kind of want to go for the undercut, but the undercut is too risky on this track. It might work, but I don't want to risk it if it doesn't. Because, oh, the two Haas cars are all the way in the back. Did they just do what they did? Look at the minimap, the Haas cars are in the back. I think they did what they did in Silverstone. They hit each other, maybe in a turn 1. No damage, and now we're gonna go into this lap. But we are gonna pass Leclerc on the straight. Oh, there's a bit of contact, and I try to stay on the inside and not touch him. But those subtle moves are really hard to do and on controller. So now let's try this again. Overtake mode. We're definitely gonna get him on the straight. We go around him, easy peasy. Go back down into medium.
Nice move.
That's an easy move, and now Kimi Räikkönen is ahead of us in P5. And then ahead of him is Max Verstappen, the two Mercedes, and then Vettel, who's in P1 and is bringing the championship fight closer. Though he is right ahead of us in the standings, which doesn't make sense. Leclerc, who's 24 points behind Lewis, needs a good result today to close the gap and have a chance of winning. But it doesn't look like that, as Leclerc is in P7. So we don't know if Raikkonen is going into the pits at this point. He does have first say. He is ahead of us, but we are driver number 1. We touched the wall, and that's just damage. So he does have the say if he's gonna go into the pits and make us stay out one extra lap. Jeff is saying to pit, but we go into the pits deciding on what Kimi does. Will we go into the pits? We are driver number 1. I don't know if that affects anything. And we are leading in the championship. Kimi doesn't go into the pits, so that leaves us to go inside the pits.
Okay, this is Jeff.
What? We got a time penalty. I don't know what that's for. We were looking like we were gonna get a fastest lap. So now we're going into the pits. No one else is going into the pits. We are getting the undercut on a few people. But the Haas cars, way behind everyone else. Is this strategy gonna work?
Go, go, go.
We got a 2.2. And we're way behind everyone else.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
So my question is, was that a good call? Were we just messed up by our pit strategists? Do we have the Ferrari pit strategists in F1 2019? But we do have fresh tires, so we can go ahead and push on towards George Russell. And the Williams are not last, because, well, I was thinking Kubica was in this game. But the Haas cars, both of them, Roman Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen, are in last. Don't know what's up with them. I don't think they are last in the R&D chart. I think Williams is not last. Williams gets the most upgrades in this game. They get they get really good upgrades at the beginning. This car just feels super fast now. I don't know why well, never mind. I was gonna ask, I wonder why we started on the soft tires We could have started on the mediums and then gone towards the softs. But then, whatever it's called, we had Q3. We went into Q3, and now there's going to be a bunch of people going into the pits. We're going to have to push really hard if we want to overtake them in the pits. But there's a lot of people. I think this undercut may have worked, but it's all going to depend on what we get here on the straight. A few people are going to get the overcut to work on us, but right now we're in P12. Can we get ahead of the Mercedes? No, we can't. They're right there. The undercut has not worked for us. We do pass a few people in the pit lane. I'm pretty sure there's still a few more people who need to go into the pits. The Red Bull, I'm pretty sure, is the best car on the grid. I haven't checked the R&D chart and I forgot. So I'm pretty sure they're the best car on the grid. A few more people have to go into the pits, so
Ahead is 1.5 seconds.
I think we're in third. I think we might be in third place, virtually. With the cars ahead who hasn't pit.
Laps of fuel remaining.
I don't think Vettel pit. Well, I mean, he might have. I think he did, but then he got held up in the pits because... No, he didn't. I was paying attention to the minimap. Let's just see... Did he go into the pits? No, he's still on those tires. He's still on soft tires, so Vettel hasn't gone into the pits, but I'm pretty sure Leclerc did. So now, I don't think the 9 other people ahead of, what's his name, Hamilton, have pit. Oh my gosh, I keep turning there's no subtle turns. Well, there is kind of subtle, but not super subtle on a controller. Especially not on keyboard.
The gap to the car behind is 4.8 seconds.
And now our teammate Kimi Räikkönen goes into the pits. A lot of people are going into the pits. But the question is, will the overcut work? Yeah. Or are we in a podium spot where we can get our, I say third podium? And it might look like it. I was scratching my back. And now we're into P4. I don't think Vettel pit this lap. I honestly don't think Vettel pit this lap. And now we have a Mercedes on our tail. Which one of the best cars on the grid, but I don't think they're the best. I think they're on third. I'm not sure. I haven't checked the R&D chart in a while. So
We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
I might go for the fastest lap next lap. So I'm gonna put it down on low ERS. And then go for a staggering lap time. I still don't think Sebastian Vettel has pit. I'm gonna check up on him if he pit or not. Yes, he has. The overcut has worked for Sebastian Vettel. And now Sebastian Vettel is in the first with the overcut and all. So that is amazing. I didn't even know he went into the pits. I didn't know he went into the pits. He did a sneaky pit stop just like Verstappen did. It's going to none. Again, I'm going for a fast lap time, and now Albon is out of the session, which could possibly bring out a safety car. Because I don't think in that spot there is a safe spot to park. So now we're going for a fastest lap. We turn everything up all the way. So what are we going to get in this lap time? Max Verstappen passes Hamilton, and now Raikkonen passed his other Finland in the Alfa Romeo. He passed the Mercedes. That's good for us. That's a sign. And now we're already low on ERS. This track has straights and it is wearing us out. We get fastest sector. We might be able to pass Hamilton, who's getting held up by Max Verstappen. We're gonna get the dive bomb now. That's not a corner cut. That is not a corner cut.
Leading the race.
And with all this fighting, Vettel is just pulling away from us. Now let's go into overtake mode. And now Verstappen seems to have an issue. I mean, he's going slow, and Hamilton easily passed him, and then so did we. This is good. We're going in for another podium. We've had podiums in Monza with, no, I don't think we got one in Singapore, because we started in last. But I want to get second place to do what Vettel did in real life. Contact between us. We don't get the fastest lap, which is a bummer, but we do get a fast lap. The engine was starting to overheat, so I had to turn it back down. Gonna go for the dive bomb on Hamilton, and we go into P2.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
I'm gonna have to stick this out for the rest of the race if we want to do what Sebastian Vettel did in real life today. This is an amazing drive by us. That's 18 positions, just like Vettel. And Vettel should have gotten driver of the day in real life. And I think we are going to get driver of the day in the game. So that is an amazing race by us. Into P2, Vettel winning the race. Leclerc strategist. He's in like, I think he's like in 8th place or something. He gets messed up by a strategist in game 2. Very realistic game. Vettel gets a good strategy, but Leclerc doesn't. I mean, Leclerc got a good strategy in Germany today, but he just crashed into the wall. Well, Ferrari had a good strategy, at least for Vettel, but I don't know why people went into the softs. Well, if there were still wet parts of the track. If Leclerc was on inters, then he would have definitely been able to save the car. And now we're going into the final lap of the race. Max Verstappen is in 3rd place right now. Will he be able to hold it? And this is definitely a race win for Sebastian Vettel. Going on to rich fuel mix, but I don't want to overheat the engine, so I'm just going to keep it on standard. The final lap of the race. This has been an amazing race for us. 18 positions. Obviously easier than it is in real life. And Max Verstappen still putting the pressure on us on the final lap of the race. Did he just steal 2nd place from us? We still haven't gotten to 2nd place at all this season. I was surprised that wasn't a corner cut. But we are going to get DRS on Max Verstappen right here. Action to the final lap of the race. Hot lap mode. Are we going to be able to pass him? It looks like we are. The Alfa Romeo engine just way more superior than the Honda, Aston Martin, Red Bull. Am I missing anything? But we go wide a little bit. Max Verstappen still up our gearbox. Will we be able to stick up in P2? Or is he going to pass us on the final 2 corners? It looks like he's not. And that's a P2 for us. Another podium for us.
Yes,
that's another podium. Let's go!
Team worked especially hard this weekend, and this is a fantastic reward.
18 positions, just like Vettel did in real life.
Ferrari have really pulled it out of the bag today. It's a great win. Anthony Davidson How do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today and a stunning win for Ferrari. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Stewart. They demonstrated a very delicate touch in close proximity to other cars, as well as showing a lot of maturity and patience in difficult situations.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
So guys, that is an amazing race by us. We still don't catch up since Vettel was in 6th and won the race. So I don't think we're going to get any further to catch up to Sebastian Vettel. But Charles Leclerc, he's catching up, all ruined, coming in 8th. 32 points behind, he still has a chance to win this if Hamilton doesn't do good. But that, first second place ever. Max Verstappen really pushed us on the final lap, and I thought it was over. But now let's go into the interview.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
Let's compliment our aero because we need a really good aero.
Another podium. You must be getting used to it up there. You really looked in control of your car out there.
Yes.
The team must be thrilled.
Let's bring up our sportsmanship.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
Let's just go no comment because either way we won't have a good outcome. But that, ladies and gents, amazing race. We're gonna go for another episode today. I forgot what's next. I'm pretty sure it's Japan, but I don't like the track. Especially Sector 1. It's really hard. So we get a lot of resource points. How much are we get? 952. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.
Looks like one of your rivals is also going to an upcoming historical event. If you choose to take him on, it might help get your name out there a bit.
Let's just go for max everything. Is it gonna work? Yes, it works. We get an awesome contract.
So it'll commence at the next race weekend.
We get an awesome contract today. And R&D tree. Let's just adapt these two parts and then we're gonna go for an upgrade. Let's go for another major upgrade here. Since we don't have too many regulation changes, it's fine. That's an amazing race by us. And we get an awesome contract too. I hope we get whatever it's called. Driver transfer. Let's just do checkpoint challenge. Sergio Perez is attending to it. I forgot what's after whatever track we're in. I forgot what's after Russia. Hopefully, but I don't know what it's gonna be, honestly. It's definitely not the United States. And Japan comes before the United States, so it's probably Japan. So now we're doing checkpoint challenge in the 1976 Ferrari. Let's just skip this. So, checkpoint challenge in the classic Ferrari, 1976. One of Niki Lauda's most famous Ferraris to drive. Well, one of Niki Lauda's Ferraris. And I don't know what most famous Ferraris to drive is, but one of his most famous Ferraris that he drove in. I guess that's what I was trying to say. The camera angle definitely looks different. Because I remember driving this before, and it looked different. Wait, is this the Niki Lauda one? I'm not sure. Let me check. Yes, this is a Niki Lauda one. I don't want to go over the curb, but it's too hard. And then we're gonna go into the castle section right now. That's the hardest part. This car feels so weird and hard to drive. This car is hard to drive. Whoa, the downforce levels are insane. What do you mean? I turned it slightly as I do in Azerbaijan in my Alfa Romeo, and it just goes all over the place. That part's definitely going to be hard. It's probably because our front wing is just a steel bar pointing up. That's probably why we don't have any downforce. It's like driving without a front wing in a modern day car. You even have to slow down in these corners, in which you usually take all out or full throttle during those corners. Bruh, there's no downforce at all. Literally no downforce when you're taking those turns. Okay, how are we supposed to drive 12 kilometers? Okay, it only goes to 5th gear. Okay, we're halfway there. But the last sector is going to be really hard in this. After this, I'm going to end the stream. And yeah. The car feels like it wants to turn to the left. It wants to turn to the left really bad. Like right now I'm not turning, and it was turning to the left, kind of. It was turning to the left slowly. So we're almost there. We only need 4 more kilometers to reach the time. It looks like there's no damage. This part is also hard. since there's no downforce, but the hardest part is these few last turns, because there's literally no downforce to the car. I have to lift off the throttle. It wasn't letting me turn to the left. I was turning to the left, and it wasn't letting me. This car is just so hard to drive. Though we're almost there, we just need 2 more kilometers. You need to lift off the throttles a lot, and then here you need to take it super cautiously. I'm turning to the right. It was baiting me. It was baiting me because I was turning to the right, but if I turn to the right too much, then it's gonna hit me to the wall. I really have no advice when you're driving this car, except for lift off the throttle when you're in tight turns like that. So now we passed the time, but we need to, okay, we beat both of them. I don't know how you could lose there. I don't think I'm gonna get this one. Maybe, no I'm not. Oh, I got it last second. But this one I'm definitely not gonna get. It was right there. Yeah, I was never gonna get that. But we beat the time, and we also beat Perez and Kimi's time. But that's just so hard to drive. So hard. Hopefully we get. Oh, it's Japan. I don't know. I just don't like this track at all. It's just. Especially the first few turns. I mean, I have bad experience with it in F1 2017. It's just so hard. It takes me so many tries to get past the first few turns. Especially the double apex of turn 1. That's kind of hard. But in these modern cars, it's just you go so fast. You don't brake, you go flying into the wall. And yeah, any driver transfers.
You're well aware, there have been some recent changes to the driver lineup.
Finally!
At key points in a season, drivers who are due to end their current contracts may choose to move between teams or even go into retirement. I'll send you an email each time a move occurs to keep you abreast of any recent changes.
So this is amazing. Ricciardo goes to Toro Rosso, and he started there, and Kvyat is going to Renault for first driver transfers in the 17th race of the season. Albon is let go, and Kvyat is going to Renault. Amazing. But we do have we do have a failure coming into this race. We have the best contract we can possibly get, and it's still not even matching our value. Alright, let's just order a new gearbox for practice. That's so good. All of these guys are so good. We'll probably need one more change to the MGU-H before the season ends. Let's see. So this major upgrade failed. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Let's just do this. Right now we're ahead of Renault and Haas. Red Bull is the best car, Mercedes is second, Ferrari, McLaren, Toro Rosso, better than us, like I said, then us. Williams last. I didn't know they were last. Well, they're really close to Racing Point. We would have gotten we would have passed what's his name, Toro Rosso with that upgrade. But nonetheless. We kind of plateaued, and we're tied right now with Toro Rosso, so that would have bumped us up. It was a major upgrade, so it would have bumped us up past McLaren and Toro Rosso, and it would have gotten us closer to Ferrari, which is amazing. So much progress into season 1. So I'll be back. First team changes. I'll be back in a few seconds with episode 2. So bye.